Hi there, my name is Annelise Friesenbrook. I'm known to the pupils I teach as Dr. F. I have a PhD in classics from Newnham College, Cambridge, and I am a Latin tutor with experience in teaching and tutoring Latin and classical civilization up to GCSE. But as a former prep school head of classics for many years, I specialize in preparation for Common Entrance Latin and senior school scholarship. So I've been asked to answer a few questions, the first of which is, what do I think are the three most important qualities for being a teacher? The first one is a sense of humor. I can't imagine going into a teaching situation without one. I think it's really important for making kids feel like you're on their side, you enjoy their company, and especially if they're a bit anxious about a subject, it breaks down some of the anxiety, helps them relax, and makes the whole teaching learning experience just a bit more enjoyable for everybody. So that's the first one, sense of humor. Second quality I would say is really strong communication skills. I am a writer when I'm not being a teacher, which I'll talk about a bit more in a second. And I think of the job of being a teacher is a lot like being a writer or a storyteller. It's all about finding the right way to tell the story for your audience. When it comes to teaching Latin, it's about finding the right words, finding the right visual image, finding the right memory hook, whether that's a little song or mnemonic, whatever is the best way to tell a story in a way that enthuses the person receiving it. So I'd say communication skills, hugely important. And the third quality I would say is empathy. I when I was at school, Latin was a subject that I got on with pretty well and very quickly. But I remember all too well the experience of being in a classroom and feeling all at sea with subjects that I was much less confident with. And I tap into those memories all the time when I encounter students maybe who might be struggling with a subject. And I really remember what it's like to be them and feel bewildered. So I think that's really important, again, in terms of building trust and building a rapport with students. So those are my three. The next question is, what have been my best experiences and biggest challenges in teaching? So best experiences, how long you got? I enjoy really every lesson I teach, and it's really hard just to sort of pin down a few best experiences because it's really all about the everyday interactions with pupils. I could name individual successes in terms of pupils who've won big scholarships or, had amazing exam results. But at the end of the day, the best experiences really are just those everyday moments when you have a laugh about something, or you just see the expression on a kid's face when the light bulb goes on and they understand something. They're little things, and they all add up to make my experience of teaching just a really, really enjoyable one over many years. The biggest challenges really are about adapting to the needs of different pupils, particularly those who for whom Latin is a little bit of a closed book. I've taught pupils who have really limited English, pupils who have all kinds of quite complex learning difficulties, pupils who find just even getting words down on paper difficult, people who have concentration difficulties. And the challenge, which is always an interesting one, is staying on your toes, being creative, figuring out what works for those individual pupils and giving them the confidence to get the most out of themselves. So as I say, it's a challenge, but it's always an enjoyable one. Okay, the next question is, why did you get into teaching? I got into teaching because I was lucky enough to be taught by really inspiring people, both at school and later on at university. They made the job look really fun, really important, and I just liked the idea of helping people in the same way that those great teachers helped me. And I love my subject, I love classics, and so I also really just wanted to be involved in encouraging young people into that area of study. And the last question is, what else do I do for work? So as I mentioned, I am a writer, and I've written various books over the years. When I was a little bit younger, I wrote a book called The First Ladies of Rome, which was a non-fiction account of women in the Roman Empire, which is a particular interest of mine. But since then, I've gone on to become a children's author, and now I write a series of books. I actually write under a different name. I write under the name Annelise Gray, and this is the series of books that I write, which are called Circus Maximus, and they are about a young girl charioteer in ancient Rome. So that's me, that's my story, and I really look forward to working with you.